day 30 of rereading my Bible, and I read Numbers 13 and 14, and this has to do with the rebellion of Korah. Now, Korah was a cousin of Moses, and he was from the tribe of the Levites, but he served among the Levites, but he was not a priest because it was only Aaron and Aaron's family who were priests. And he seemed to be rather sore about that because he ended up convincing 250 Israelite leaders to rise up in rebellion against Moses and Aaron. And the platform that he ran on, or what he used to gain popularity among them, is he said that the Israelites were already holy. They did not need to be consecrated or have these sacrifices. They were already holy, according to Exodus, where it says that they were set apart for God. And that was in direct contradiction to what Moses had been teaching. But Korah, thought that he should have a higher role than he had, which was to take apart and set up the tabernacle. So Moses is distraught. He takes this before the Lord, and the Lord says, go ahead and have them all present themselves outside of their tents with their incense plates, and I will choose tomorrow who is to actually be the priestly line. So Moses says to do that. They all present themselves, as well as Aaron and his family, and God essentially opens up the earth and it swallows Korah and these 250 men and their families whole. And you would think that's a very clear deciding factor, very clear message from God that yes, Aaron, who I've chosen to be the priestly line, is going to continue as the priestly line. But the Israelites grumbled against Moses and blamed him for God's judgment the next day. And God became very angry with them, and he sent a plague, and people were dropping dead. And then Moses told Aaron, take your incense plate and go out there and intercede for the people. And so he ran out there and he stood between those who had already died and those who had not, and he stopped the plague from happening by his intercession. But all total, in those 2 days, almost 15,000 people died. I think Korah's biggest problem wasn't necessarily that he was questioning the authority of Moses and Aaron as much as he was questioning what God had to say about the Israelites, because God was saying that they were sinners and he was saying, no, we're holy. And it reminds me of how the serpent told Adam and Eve, you shall not surely die, when it came to eating of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But in the end, God had them take all those incense plates from Korah and those men and hammer them as a covering for the altar, as a constant reminder of this lesson.